Josh Heupel had some great things to say about Dylan Sampson and Jaylen Wright. So what have you heard in the offseason about Dylan Sampson? Because I've heard just incredible things that he's had the best offseason of any Vol on the team. He's ready to take another step. I'm curious what you think about him and what you've heard about the offseason he's had, because he had a great scrimmage on Thursday.
You know, I saw that the Doak Walker list has two of our running backs on it.
Mm-hmm. Jabari Small and Jaylen Wright.
And I thought to myself, I don't even know if they're going to be starting toward the end of the year.
Yeah.
No offense. I think they're great running backs. I think we have a good group of running backs like we did back in the day. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that they're Jamal Lewis, Travis Henry, and, Travis Stevens. You look at the record books at UT, it shows how good they were. I don't know if we have that, but I think we have three different guys, and maybe even four, that can get the job done. But Dylan Sampson is a guy I have been paying attention to since he got on campus, and I have been trying to figure out why he hasn't been a starter yet. And I've been trying to figure out when is his breakout year going to come. I think this might be the breakout season.
I think so, too.
I think he may be the guy that we're looking at game 3, 4, 5, and he's going to be the guy.
Yeah. Quick aside, too, before Caleb jumps in, he's an outside guy, so you can't run away from the center, but you can do some toss sweep stuff if Coop's on the shelf. Go ahead, Caleb.
So, Fred, dare we go Alvin Kamara with Dylan Sampson?
He does remind us of him. Not just me. A lot of guys who played with me, we go watch practice and we walk away like, man, who do you remind you of? And every last one of us bring that name up. Now, I don't like doing comparisons. I really hate it. But he has the same skill set. Same skill set.
Yeah, pretty strong. Pretty strong. Would it stun you? Okay, out of those three, if you had to predict who's the odd man out, who's the third leading rusher? We're talking about Jaylen Wright.
In today's game, having more than one guy, you don't have a bell cow anymore.
No,
you don't have that in the NFL. I mean, only bell cows you really have left are like the guy for the Titans. I mean, that's pretty much the only bell cow you have. Everybody else is interchangeable. You got this guy for first and second down. You got this guy for third down. You got this guy for change of pace. I think using those three, being able to find a way to put all those guys together and keep them fresh. I think Dylan Sampson is one that can do all those things. I like Wright. Wright is a home run hitter. He can run. And he plays very well. He's done some good things for us. And I think Small, he gives you what he has too. He doesn't have the same speed as the other guys, but I think he gives you what you need between the tackles. He can run the ball between the tackles. He runs tough. He runs hard. He can make some things happen. I think you have a three-headed monster that you should be able to use. And if you use those guys in the right way, which I like how Josh Heupel calls plays and how he game plans against people, I think that will be helpful for us. I don't want to iron anyone out. I think you use all three of them.
Interesting. Let me ask you this. How do you manage that? Because they want the ball 20, 25 times a game. I mean, who wouldn't? They're a competitor. But how do you manage that in order to make sure that everybody's happy? And I'm curious, going into that 98 season, you think Travis Henry or Travis Stevens were like, man, I'm not going to get much of an opportunity here because J. Lou's pretty special?
You know the name of the game when you're an athlete? When you get a chance to shine, you shine.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. I don't care what plays you make. I don't care how many times you get on the football field. Whenever your number is called, you show up. Period. Playing special teams, me and Eric Westmore to talk about it. We couldn't get on the football field as freshmen. We were trying our best to get on the football field. But every time we touched it, we had to make plays. So everyone knew we could play. That's it. The whole name of the game is win. Let's win. Let's win. That's it. You take your ego out of this. This is a team sport. If you want to be the guy, you can go somewhere else if you want to, but this is what we're doing here. Because you may have opportunity to shine in the game, and another guy may not have it. He may not have it that day. You never know. We played with Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry my senior year in 1999, and they both did pretty good.
Yeah. And that's the way the running back position is now. Great stuff on breaking down the running backs. This on our message board. Travis says, "Good morning, Fred. How come Caleb doesn't have you listed on his top 10 UT safeties of all time?" In fairness to Caleb, it was top 10 seasons as a safety. I was caught unaware before publishing that you weren't on that list. So I am claiming ignorance. But is there anything you want to say to Caleb specifically at this
moment? Opinions are like butts. Everybody got one.
but some butts are Beyonce's butt though, and
he brought it back. He brought it
all back. I look at a lot of different things. You can go back. You can look back in the day. I saw a list of linebackers that was done as well. And you look at some of the numbers. You look at Jackie Walker, who had one of the best seasons you can ever have as a linebacker, and Spivey, and those guys. That the game was different then. You look at the safeties that played at UT. I can guarantee you some of those guys that are on the list had over 100 tackles. Does not tell me that guy's a really good football player. That tells me that his defensive line, his linebackers were crap. Because there's no safeties to have over 100 tackles in a season.
That is a fantastic point.
I'm just being honest.
Fred, I agree. And if I were on skill set, if I were actually doing 10 best safeties, you would easily be in there. You were better than half the people I named on the list because the game it's so relative, like from different times. Like Bobby Majors set the record for interceptions for Tennessee. I put him on there. I'm pretty sure you were a better safety than Bobby Majors. It was a totally different time.
Yeah, without a doubt. I would say that to his face. So
I would completely understand that. He is Fred White. If people need insurance anywhere in the Georgia area, it's very easy. Just Google Fred White Allstate, and bam, you'll be in good hands. How strong is that, Fred? How do people get a hold of you?
You know, Dave, they can give us a phone call at 770-381-0367. You can also Google us. Just Google Fred White Allstate. That's a very simple way to do it. And if you're in the social media, we're on every platform. It's Facebook, Instagram, and X. It used to be Twitter.
I constantly look at my computer and I'm like, what in the world is X? What tab do I have pulled up?
And now when you see videos,
Elon Musk.
And now when you see videos, it's X videos. Which
don't
type that in Google, guys.
Yeah, just go ahead and change the name to OnlyFans.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Just for the record, Beyonce nude on that horse. Did I miss that? When was Beyonce nude on a horse?
That's that album cover.
Oh,
it's that crystal bikini that I said Fred White has in his closet that he's going to wear tonight.
I haven't seen it.
If I went to the Beyonce concert and I spent however much, $300-$400 it takes to get in that place because Ticketmaster's a scam, I would basically just ask her to do the Jay-Z song over and over and over and do the same exact dance.
They have like 3 songs together. Which one are we talking about
here?
The
popular one.
They have like 3 popular ones.
The one where she's dancing on the
dog on the beach.
It's called All Night. I know which one you're talking. That's my song too.
Yeah, that's the one. And just keep doing that. Do it like 20 times. Jay-Z will come out and do the same rap. Or maybe he'll, as I said one time with Fred on the air, freelance. It's freestyle. Freelance is when you do work as a journalist on the side. And Fred just looked at me when we were on the air one time. And he's like, you don't even know what you said. And finally, it was John Adams. He goes, I think it's freestyle. All right. Captain Caucasian, non-hip guy right here. He's Fred White. Have a blessed weekend, sir. And we will talk to you more again. You got to check it out. Fred White. Allstate, you will be in good hands. Have a great weekend, man. You make the show better each and every Friday, and we love it.
Man, thank you guys for having me. Go Vols, baby.